Hey everyone, this is Five Noodles, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. Please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Dracula.
Hey now, everybody, how's it going?
Hello there, Drac. How are things going over in Barovia?
Same old here in the old Barovia.
Same old going in there. I heard that some of the people were trying to escape to visit some place called Saltmarsh.
Yeah, these silly peasants, when will they learn? The mist are always going to stop you every time.
Well, we'll see what kind of misdeeds they are up to. And then let's head to our game news, where we today had the release of Update 50, The Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh, and we wondering, is the Sinister Secret that Strahd is secretly ruling it?
Oh, see, you just blew my mind with that. Ooh, I could do so much with a D&D adventure like that. Ooh, you just play. Ooh, I got to write that down. Got to write that down. The undm'ables, y'all might be in trouble.
In trouble.
And you won't be able to wrestle Strahd this time. Just keep that in mind.
You won't be able to wrestle him.
I don't know if you remember that story or not, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember vaguely that story.
Yeah, my asshat friends wrestled Strahd. That's what they did. That's my friend.
How one wrestles a vampire, I don't know, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
Really lucky roll, long story. Anyway, we're not here to talk about wrestling Strahd. We're here to talk about the Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh, because as you said, Update 50 is upon us. The game worlds are now live. You can jump in and get all of the Saltmarsh goodness. It is for sale over on the DDO market. Once again, it's the only place you can get it. If you log in game and you look in the store and you're like, I don't see Saltmarsh, it's because it's not available in the DDO store right now. We'll talk about that in a bit. We know when it will be, but it's not available now. It's only in the DDO market.
Isn't that typical, though, for a expansion?
Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I was going to say there's really nothing new about that, but maybe if you're newer to the game, you might think that it's in both places at the same time. No, it's not. So yes, Sinister Secret of the Saltmarsh. You are going to unravel the mystery and rumors of strange happenings to save a remote seacoast town in Dungeons & Dragons Online's Sinister Secret of the Saltmarsh. You're going to explore the marshlands and fight a new enemy, brave, desolate, haunted mansions, uncover the true secrets of Saltmarsh. You, once again, are going to be questing level 3 on Heroic, level 32 on Legendary, and you're going to get started with your Saltmarsh adventure after you buy it by talking to a PC in the Gatekeeper's Grove. So if you have purchased Saltmarsh and you can't figure out how the heck do I get to Saltmarsh, go to the Great Gatekeeper's Grove. That's where it kicks off. Once again, go to the DDO market to purchase that. We talked about last week the different bundles that were available. So see that show or see the post over on the site. You can claim that. Do note this time, there is no claim ticket provided in your inventory after you make your purchase. Instead, once you travel to the Snapping Line Inn, you get to speak to an NPC called Garthlamore, and that's how you're going to get all of your extra Saltmarsh goodies, depending on which package that you bought. The Snapping Line Inn can be accessed from the Gatekeeper's Grove, which, of course, is in the harbor of Stormreach. So just jump over there, and that's where you'll get all your extra goodies. In previous expansions, there was just a little ticket item that was in your inventory. You clicked on that and it populated all your items. This time you have to talk to an NPC to get your items. So keep that in mind. We'll go over that. They did release a little FAQ that we'll go over.
At least I don't have to worry about the usual problem I have when I create a new character, where you have all these expansion packs that are in your inventory.
Yep. It's like your 2 bags instantly fill up with all the crap that you get when you create a new character. Yep. Remember, VIPs who log in between now and Sunday, September the 5th of 2021 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, -4 GMT, your account will be flagged and you're going to receive a Saltmarsh VIP Elixir of Discovery. Your characters who get this claim ticket in their inventory can talk to Goth Lamar again in Saltmarsh, and he will get you your Elixir of Discovery. That is the same guy that you talk to as well to get your collectors and Ultimate Fan Edition goodies. He can be accessed and talked to as long as you own EVP Standard, the collector of the Ultimate Edition of Saltmarsh. Another thing to keep in mind. Besides Saltmarsh, there was a few things that was added to the patch. We've kind of gone over this before when it was on Lamania. You can click over in the show notes to read the full release notes. We're not going to talk about everything here because, once again, we've talked about it kind of as ad nauseum before when it was on Lamania. So if you want to hear all that chat, go back to our previous shows. Also, check out 2 episodes ago, I think, 1 or 2 episodes ago of DDO Cast. They did Ask the Devs, and they went over a lot of these changes. Patrick talked to the devs about this stuff. Him and I were going to sit down and do a show, and then after I listened to that interview he had with the devs, I'm like, there's no point in us going over anything because you went over it with the devs. So there you go. Go listen to that, and all your questions will be answered, we hope. Let's see. There was a couple things I did want to point out, though. The new Universal Enhancement Tree Horizon Walker is now available. That is available in the Collectors in the Ultimate Edition of Saltmarsh. We did talk about that last week. Will be in the store coming soon, but we'll talk about that when we talk about when Saltmarsh will be available in the store. Horizon Walker is a hunter that traverses the plains, hunting extra-planar enemies with a bow. They are rugged adventurers. They are prepared for any kind of danger on any number of planes and are attuned to enough planes so that they can occasionally manipulate planar alignments to avoid danger. The focus of this new tree is including single target bow damage, dexterity, and avoidance defenses such as dodge and incorporeality. So quick little overview of that tree. Once again, you can go over in the show notes, read the full release notes for this. And we did kind of talk about Horizon Walker when it was on the Mania. It's been a while since we talked about it, but once again, go listen to some of our past shows, our DDO cast, and you can get all the information you need about that. The Shadar Kai Iconics has been updated. Their chain attack now is an innate racial feat, and both chain attacks are now melee attacks. It will require you to have a light weapon in your main hand. Once again, we have talked about that as well. The Gatekeeper Favor reward is now the Horizon Walker Universal Enhancement Tree. Keep in mind this is awarded per character basis, so once you hit 400 favor with the Gatekeepers, you will unlock the Horizon Walker Enhancement Tree on that character. Once again, per character, per server, so keep that in mind.
400? I'm just trying to imagine, are there enough quests to actually get to 400?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you include like all of the other quests that give you Gatekeeper Favor, which basically anything that doesn't take place, quote unquote, in Eberron is going to be Gatekeeper Favor. So, yeah, like all the wow, I'm just drawing a blank. Feywild, that's what it's called. Yeah. All the Feywild quests are Gatekeeper Favor. The new stuff is Gatekeeper Favor. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. So, yeah, you can get 400 Gatekeeper Favor easily.
Well, I would presume then that this unlocking of the tree is more useful when you TR, because I figured that by the time you get to 400, you'll be such a high level, you won't... What, are you going to reset all your points?
Well, maybe. I guess it depends how you want to do it. But let's see. What else? The permanent gold seal hirelings, such as the Onyx Panther, the Saltmarsh Bullywug Rogue, and the Owlbear Defender, they are now bound to account. Thank the Lord in heaven. That's exciting news. So any of the permanent gold seal hirelings that you get, should be any of them that were a permanent hireling you get, they are now bound to account. So you can stick those in the new hireling dimensional bag that we're getting, bound to account. So you can swap those around in your account. That is
what exactly is a dimensional hireling folder?
It's like a hireling folder, but it's bound to account, so you can swap it between your characters on your account.
Oh, okay. That's the only difference.
Ergo, why all the gold seal permanent hirelings are now bound to account, because they go into that folder, and then you can just pass them around on your account.
Okay.
And I forgot how many. I don't remember off the top of my head how many slots that it has, but it's a pretty good sized bag. I mean, it'll hold other hirelings too, but the best purpose for it is to put all those permanent gold seals in there that you have, and then you can swap them between your account. And plus, you don't have to buy like hireling folders for every character now. You can just keep swapping this one around.
Well, yeah, but it's getting them from character to character that could be inconvenient, right?
Use the shared bank, pop it in your shared bank, and then
getting to the shared bank.
Right. I mean, I don't know, unless you consider that not convenient, but I mean, just pop it in your shared bank and then log the other character in, go to the shared bank, get it out, and boom, there you go. I mean, unless you use your shared bank totally different than I use mine, maybe.
Mine tends, I guess because my shared bank tends to be full. So.
Oh, I said, well, okay, well, yeah, there's that. If you're a pack rat, might be a problem. Elsewhere, let's see, the scroll, shield, shard, loot system has been updated. We've talked about that before. Once again, go back and listen to our episodes, listen to DDO Cast, Ask the Devs. You'll hear all about that. They did make some adjustments to the power creep that we all know is in DDO's endgame. Once again, we've talked about this, the itemization and all of that. Monster power has been increasing, they say, the power level of the monsters found at level cap as the power level of items increased over time. With that, they are adjusting these downward slightly. They will be adjusting monsters to match. There are many layers to monster adjustments, and certain adjustments will only affect certain monsters. So you can read all about that as well. Once again, listen to the Ask the Devs, and you'll understand all of that as well. And that is pretty much the big stuff that we haven't talked about. The Monster Manual. We did mention last week that there was a Monster Manual coming out. This does include the Griffin, the Satyr, the Goblin, animated objects, living spells, gnomes, insert Gnomageddon here, Harpy, Marlis, Forge Race, almost said Frog Race there, and Whites. That is the new monsters in the Monster Manual Volume 8, which of course is free to VIPs. Will be available to purchase for everybody else.
Now, I will presume that you start from scratch, or...
I do believe so, because I think since you didn't technically have the manual before you made the kills, I don't think it goes back, Yeah,
because I don't think it has the numbers maintained anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it does either, and I can't remember the last time they added a monster manual, but I'm pretty sure, you start at 0, and then you have to re-kill them all. Yeah, I'm almost positive that's how it works. I'm just trying to think. It's been a while since they added a monster manual, but... I'm pretty sure they don't have the tech to where they can actually go by and see, oh, you've killed 700 of these, so you start at that number.
700 goblins already.
No. Yeah. I mean, I've killed a lot of all of these new monsters that are in there, but always happy to kill more,
You're always happy to kill more.
Let's see. They also fixed the scaling issue with monster stats in some quests. Tower of Frost, Memory Lapse, kind of a big deal, and Another Man's Treasure. A lot of people are excited about this. Zawabi now bestows and resolves against the Demon Queen, which is a 6-player pre-raid, and Zawabi's Revenge, which is a 12-player raid, separately. So now you are only required to complete against the Demon Queen once per your life. in order to play Zabi's Revenge. After that, Zabi is going to allow you to choose which quest to speak to him about. With that change, Against the Demon Queen will no longer be restricted by a raid timer, and raid timer bypasses will now work properly on Zabi's Revenge as well. So a lot of people excited about that. Half-elves did get a cosmetic update. Half-elven characters will automatically see their looks updated when you log into the game for the first time after update 50. So anytime you log in now, your half-elves are going to look a little different. And that is pretty much the big things out of release notes for Saltmarsh. Once again, I said you can go over to the site, read through the whole release note, read everything about what's coming, but exciting stuff. So with that, they did release the Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh fact. Can I purchase Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh within the store for points? No, you cannot. At least not yet. Sinister Secrets of Saltmarsh will be available for points in the DDO in the DDO store, I should say, starting February 2022. At the following cost. See, so you can save your points. You know how many points. The Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh will be $19.99. The Monster Manual 8 will be 595 points. And the Universal Tree Horizon Walker will be 495 points. So $19.99 for Saltmarsh, $5.95 for the Monster Manual, and Universal Tree Horizon Walker, $4.95. I am a VIP. Do I need to take any extra action to receive my Saltmarsh VIP Elixir of Discovery? Yes. All you got to do is log into your DDO game account with an active VIP subscription between today, August 4th, when Saltmarsh launched, and Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Eastern, September 5th. Your account will automatically be flagged as eligible, and then your characters receive that claim ticket in their inventory. Take that ticket, go talk to Golflamore in Saltmarsh, and as long as you own the Standard Collector or Ultimate Fan Edition, you will get your VIP Elixir of Discovery.
So then that means we've got about a month in order to do this.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, because it's between today, August 4th, and September 5th. So, yeah, just a little under a month. So, plenty of time to do that. I am a VIP who logged into DDO between August 4th and September 5th, but I couldn't buy Saltmarsh. Will I still be able to get the Saltmarsh VIP Elixir of Discovery? If you have an active VIP subscription and you log in during that launch month between today, August 4th, and September 5th, 2021, your account will indeed be flagged as eligible for the VIP Elixir. Your characters will receive the claim tickets, but you won't be able to redeem them until after you purchase either the Standard, the Collector's, or the Ultimate edition of Sinister Secrets of Saltmarsh. Whew. That is a lot. I'm a VIP who did log in between August 4th and September 5th. Will my future characters be eligible for the Saltmarsh VIP of Elixir 2? Just as long as your VIP subscription was still active and you did log in between August 4th and September 5th, you're going to hear that a lot. Any characters you make on your account in the future is also going to be eligible and will get that claim ticket. Remember that you still must own the Sinister Secrets of Saltmarsh at the time your character speaks with the NPC Galtmarth to turn in that ticket to receive the potion. So, in short, yes, any future characters you create, as long as you log in within the next month and you have a VIP subscription and you own Saltmarsh, you're going to get the Elixir of Discovery on every character. And then they do say, Garthmore won't talk to me. What do I do? If you're logged into the game at the time of purchase and you also activated your VIP subscription at the same time, you might need to log out and log back in before the changes get updated on your account to get flagged accordingly. Try again, and then more than likely he will talk to you. Oh, let's see what else.
Gothmore gives me my Saltmarsh items.
Yeah, it's a lot of this.
Yeah.
For the Ultimate Edition is the Dimensional Hireling folder granted once per account or once per server. Gothmore will only deliver one bag per account to the first character who claims the Ultimate Edition items from him. He will not grant the Dimensional folder on subsequent servers. So make your choice wisely. Remember that. You'll get the other items, but you won't get the dimensional folder again. You're only going to get that once per account on the first character that you choose to get the claim items from. But then again, it's not that big a deal because that is, well, I guess if you want it on a different server and you log into another server and you claim it, then it's going to be a big deal for you. If you just mainly play on one server, it's no big deal because that is account wide, so you can swap it between characters. But just keep that in mind. You only get one dimensional bag or folder. Well, they call it a folder here, but only one of those. So keep that in mind. So as I always say, choose wisely when you choose which one to claim it on. And that's really about it. And then they do kind of take a look and show you what the ultimate cosmetics that come with the both editions look like. So you can look at that. If you're watching the YouTube version, I will put pictures of them on the screen now. If you listen to the podcast version of this, go over to the show notes, check out the FAQ, and you can see what they look like. But that is pretty much it for Saltmarsh. It's out. Go enjoy. Find out the secrets. Don't share them with anybody because they're a secret.
And they're a bit sinister, I heard.
Could be. I'm really excited for this. I'm super, super excited for this because Saltmarsh is one of my favorite old school modules. I have many, many good, fond memories of running through Saltmarsh. Believe it or not, I've never DM'd Saltmarsh. At the time, I was like playing Saltmarsh a lot. That's before I started DMing, so I was always a player. But I played through Saltmarsh probably 9-10 times, maybe.
Oh my goodness gracious!
So I have very, very, very fond memories of Saltmarsh. So I'm excited to see what they have done with this.
Of course, I'm very interested in seeing the haunted house, seeing how I built that thing in Minecraft.
That's right. You did. Yeah, you did. I forgot you did that. So yeah. So there you go. We shall soon be traversing Saltmarsh ourselves, starting next week. I do believe is when we're gonna start jumping into Saltmarsh, and I'm going to try to get my Twitch working, so I'll probably Twitch that. If anybody wants to see us play DDO badly, feel free, watch us and see how horrible we are, but we have fun at it, you know?
Yes, maintain a good sense of humor because you're going to need one if you're going to watch that.
It's not high quality gameplay, let me tell you that right up front, folks.
Well, I am pretty sure though that when we run the haunted house, that they're not going to allow us to do what was it Alessa who had the trouble where character set went into the wrong door.
Oh yeah, that was in the what was that in that? Yeah, that was Alessa, but I don't remember what that was from. Yes.
Yeah, it was the haunted house from Saltmarsh. I know where they entered in through the river instead of through the door.
Oh, no, that was Bonnie View. That was her.
Oh, that was Bonnie View.
Yeah, that was her group that she was DMing. Yeah, they went in like the total opposite. They basically went through the basement, as it were.
Yes.
And skipped the whole top floor. They just went right for the good stuff, right in the basement. Yeah. Yeah, that was Bonnie View's group that did that.
Okay. That was crazy. Well, anyway, that's it for DDO today. So let's then head on to what's on the tabletop. Where Hasbro announced Heroquest app for the Heroquest reboot.
Hey, Pineleaf.
Yeah?
What's that noise that you hear right now?
Noise?
You hear that noise, or is it just me?
It must be you. Are you listening to Hallelujah music or something?
Oh, no. That's just the sound of me being right.
Oh!
That's the sound of me patting myself on the back. Here we go. Hold on one second. Oh, yeah. There we go. Good job, Drac. Good job. Yeah, I called this. If you remember when we were talking about the whole HeroQuest reboot that Hasbro did, they put it up on Pulse, which is their version of Kickstarter, and When it went up, I said they're going to have an app for this. They have to have an app for this. I can't believe they don't have it for the quote-unquote Pulse Starter. I don't know what you want to call it. It's basically Kickstarter. But it's serious. Anyway, I call it a Pulse Starter, but whatever. Well, today they were sent out an email for anybody that backed the game, which is me. So I got this email and I was like, yep, I was right. The email said, with great fanfare, we are excited to announce that we will be launching a Heroquest companion app in late 2021 alongside the new Heroquest game system. This app is still currently in the forges and is in the forges of our most proficient app developers who are working hard to offer a number of features that will create a very immersive HeroQuest experience. Most notably, you will be able to use the app as a replacement for the role of Zargon. That will allow for a full co-op or solo experience. You will not need a player to become the Dread Sorcerer Zargon. To start, this app is only going to support the original quest book for HeroQuest, and that's going to be available through all the traditional app stores, but support for the Kellar's Keep and Return of the Witchlord expansions will be included soon afterwards in a future update. So yes, I was correct all along. There is going to be an app. It's going to take the place of Zargon, so it's going to be the monster player for you, so you will be able to do the new version of HeroQuest fully, completely solo, or you can turn it into a full co-op if you want to do that. So exciting news. Yeah, I'm excited.
But I think you enjoy going after the players and trying to.
Well, I mean, I do, but I mean, I know there's like homebrew ways to do solo now, but to actual have an app that will do this for you to where I can just sit down, like if my friends aren't available or whatever, I can just run through HeroQuest solo. That's going to be exciting. Oh yeah, I definitely can't wait to kill my friends in HeroQuest. That's going to be, I mean, that's going to be a given. That's going to happen. Okay. But I'm excited for this app because I'll be able to do it solo.
Then let's look at the competitor against HeroQuest, and that is Descent Legends of the Dark, coming August 6th from Fantasy Flight Games.
We did tell you this was coming. We just didn't know when it was coming. Well, now we know. When
2 days from now.
Yeah, August 6th, not too long now. This is available for pre-order now. You can get it. You can pre-order it from your friendly local game stores. All your online sites have it. I've seen it pretty much everywhere. It will be in just a few days. It's been a while since we talked about this. This is, of course, a new Descent. This is not Descent 3. Fantasy Flight is very, very adamant that this is not Descent 3.0. This is a new game in the Descent world, but not Descent 3.0. I don't know why they're just call it 3.0 and get it over with, but no, it's not 3.0. I don't know. Like I said, they're like very, because anytime somebody says that, their Fantasy Flight's like, no, it is not 3.0. This is a whole new game. Descent Legends in the Dark is in their words, the definitive dungeon crawling cooperative board game for 1 to 4 players.
I have a feeling a lot of Gloomhaven fans are going to
yeah.
disagree with that.
I can think of a couple other games that might hold that definitive dungeon crawling co-op board game mantle up high, but okay, Descent, I see what you're doing. You're going to have 6 distinct heroes, each one with a unique play style. Of course, this game does have the companion app. It's seamlessly going to managing the unfolding campaign, and it's going to control the game's monsters, making it easy for the players to focus on your role as a hero and not have to worry about all of the fiddly bits of being a dungeon master. For 14 main quests are going to span the course of the 50 to 65 hours of gameplay. That is a lot of gameplay hours. Fantasy Flight stresses that it has a high replayability, as the interactive storytelling is going to influence the world around the players as you make choices. It's again 1 to 4 players. They do say ages 14 and up. 3 to 4 hour playtime. That's a long playtime too. Holy crap, that is a long playtime. But that's a lot of game hours, though, because if you think about it, they say 50 to 65 hours. So through 3 to 4 hour playtime, I mean, that's pretty good chunk of time. That's a lot of gameplay.
It means that you're going to have to, it's getting it to the table when you...
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I presume 3 to 4 hours does not include the setup and teardown and all that fun stuff.
If it's anything like Descent 2.0, which, oh my God, this is not 3.0, so let's just be clear that I'm not calling this Descent 3.0 right now. No, that's not including that, because there's a lot of setup time, at least in the others. So I know in Descent 2.0 there was a lot of setup, so probably.
And here you've got all that 3D terrain.
Yes, gonna say, and all this is 3D and fiddly and everything. But yes, so this is coming out in just a couple days. $175 manufacturer retail price. $175. Yeah.
And are they really expecting to sell a ton of these things?
I know it's selling. Pre-ordering is going well everywhere that I've looked. And I know I pre-ordered mine from Miniature Market. I didn't pay $175 for it, I'll tell you that. But Miniature Market had a pretty good price on it, and they are quickly running out of their pre-order copies they have of it. So yeah, it's selling pretty good. But $175 MSRP. Like I said, I've seen it listed at that on most of the sites I looked at. But if you shop around Miniature Market, you can get it for a much better price than $175. Just throwing that out there. So I may or may not try to do an unboxing of this. I haven't decided yet, and may try to video some gameplay. I've been thinking about trying to video some tabletop gameplay, but I just don't. My setup is not conducive to doing decent gameplay footage, because I don't have like the holders to where you can get the big above shots. Like if you watch other sites, you can name any other person that does like gameplay for video games. I don't have the setups they have, so I don't know if I'll do any gameplay footage, but maybe an unboxing, but I don't know. That's quite the undertaking as well too, so we'll see. Maybe coming soon, ? But don't pay $175 for it. Just don't. Because don't. Miniature Market.
Yes. When you looked at the price, I guess you were horrified.
A little bit.
Yes. And Ravensburger has announced horrified American monsters. And I doubt that this is going to cost you $175.
No, it will not. $34.99. So we're talking 2 separate scales on the price scaling here. Yes, $34.99 is the MSRP on this one. This, of course, is a new version of Horrified. We've talked about Horrified a lot on the show. I played Horrified a lot. I've talked about it every time I played it. You know, I love Horrified. We reviewed Horrified. You can go back. Actually, I did link that review in the article over on the site that I talked about this. We also talked with Ravensburger at Gen Con 2019. God, 2019, that seems like so long ago. That's just because there was no Gen Con last year, so it seems like Gen Con has been forever since we've been at Gen Con, but technically it has been. It's been 2019. But I also linked the interview we did with Ravensburger. I do believe that was with Cassie, I do believe, with Ravensburger. But yeah, the Horrified American monsters. The original Horrified had you killing off the famous Universal monsters. You know, Dracula, the Wolfman creature from the Black Lagoon. The American monsters new version is going to feature cryptids popular only in the Americas. So you're going to be taking on Bigfoot, the Jersey Devil, the Mothman, Chupacabra, and the Banshee. Also, the Ozark Howler. Just like the original, each of these monsters is going to have its own puzzle that you're going to have to solve to defeat it. If you're familiar with how Horrified works, each monster card has a different puzzle. You have to turn in specific color pieces that match what you need to defeat the monster. You have to defeat the puzzle on the card, then you can defeat the monster. Just like the original Horrified American Monsters is going to start out as a Target exclusive, will be $34.99. This is going to be 1 to 5 players, ages 10 and up. The game is going to be released October 2021. Once again, exclusively at Target. The original Horrified, I think, was an exclusive for Target for like 6 months, I think it was. And then now you can pretty much get it anywhere. So I'm assuming this is going to follow suit. So it'll come out October 2021 in August, and then probably 6 months later, you'll be able to get it everywhere. But super excited for this one.
Okay. I presume that the Banshee of the Badlands is a specific Banshee as opposed to all of those Gaelic banshees that you have up in the Celtic areas.
The same principle, but yeah, I forgot. I want to say it's North Dakota, South Dakota.
Well, yeah, that's
one of the Dakotas, I do believe, is where the Badland Banshee comes from. It's your Gaelic Banshee, but it's just specific to that area. But my only complaint with this so far, okay, I like all of the monsters that are going to be in here.
Okay.
They're missing one monster I don't understand why they did not include. Hmm? Why is there no Windigo?
Oh, yes, the Windigo would be a perfect one for this one.
Yes, it would. I don't understand that. I will ask them about that because we're going to set up an interview with them at Gen Con. They're still kind of on the fence if they're going to go to Gen Con. They're kind of watching COVID numbers right now. So if Ravensburger is a Gen Con, we will be at their booth and talk to them about this. So I'm going to ask them about that because I have a particular interest in killing a Windigo.
Oh, you do? Why? One killed you once or something in a game?
You can say that. It's a long inside joke. But yes, I have a particular vested interest in killing a Windigo. And I wanted to do this in Horrified, and I'm kind of sad this is not going to happen in Horrified American Monsters. Also, we might, quote, have an early review copy of this one too, maybe. They're not sure how many, because if you've been paying attention to anything in the tabletop world right now, you know how shipping for companies is a nightmare right now. So they're not exactly sure how many early review copies they're going to have. They're still kind of working logistics of that out. We are on a list, so hopefully we'll get one. If not, we'll definitely get it when it releases. But we're hoping to get an earlier review copy so we can do unboxing and play through it and give you our thoughts on it. So stay tuned for that. But yes, Ravensburger, come on. Where's the Windigo? I want to kill a Windigo.
Well, we will have to see. That'll be in the first expansion, right?
Hey, there you go. There you go.
There you go. Let's then head into our weekend gaming. And Drac, I've heard that you had some fury during your week.
I did. Against Dracula. Tried to find Dracula and kill him and was not successful. Yeah, I played the digital version of Fury of Dracula. This was one I completely forgot even came out. Completely forgot we got a review key for it.
You forgot?
I did. I know. That's very sad, isn't it? That's like people are like, what is wrong with you right now? I know, right? It's like me forgetting about Dracula game. Like, what is this world coming to? But I was looking, well, I was actually running out of room on my hard drive because, my computer was saying, hey, you're out of space. And I'm like, why am I running out of space? And I was looking at some of the games I had installed, and I'm like, oh, I don't need this installed. I don't need this installed. So I was uninstalling some games that I just am not playing right now, and I thought I can always reinstall them later if I have to. And then I seen the list of games that I had that I just hadn't installed yet, and I'm like, Fury of Dracula, what? Like, oh my God, I forgot about this. So yeah, so I installed it and played through it. I like what they did. The conversion to digital to tabletop, they did very, very well. I've only played, believe it or not, the actual board game version only twice.
Okay.
And believe it or not, I don't even own it, which I'm going to have to buy it just because it's sad to me right now that knowing I just don't even actually own this game. Not that I would probably ever play it that much because
let's see.
Don't
worry, you played it twice as many times as I have. So.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I was going to ask you if you've ever played it, but it's really fun. So yeah, I want to play it a couple more times, and then I'll have the review up on the site. But yeah, so Fury of Dracula. Of course, this is a Fantasy Flight game. Of course, it started out. Who had the license first? Was it Games Workshop? I want to say. I think it was Games Workshop that had it originally, and then it went to Fantasy Flight. But this is the
I think
Fantasy Flight version of the 3.0 rule set is the one of this. So yes, so look for a review coming soon after I played a couple more times. Then played 7 Days to Die. It's been a long time since I played 7 Days to Die. We jumped back in on the shared server that we had. We're kind of in limbo right now with our server world because we have like a couple really bad errors that we're not sure if it's one of the mods that we're playing with that's causing errors, but it's like some pretty debilitating things going on. We can't get into our options menu, so we can't change any of the options. So we can't change like the graphic settings. We can't change any of the audio volumes. Anything you have to go into options for, we can't do. We can't even group in game anymore.
What?
So yeah, so we're debating about now what we're going to do about that. If we're going to just completely nuke the world, start over, because there is a new updated build that just came out, so we might start over again because we had to roll back the server anyway, so we lost all of our progress anyway, so now would be a good time. I don't know. So anyway, we'll decide what we're going to do. Then I played Minecraft.
Yeah,
exactly. Minecraft. It's like, what? You're playing Minecraft? Yes. The damsels. Lessa decided that the DDO players and the damsels needed to have a shared Minecraft world and teach me how to play Minecraft, and we're going to play Minecraft together. So this will be released on, for sure, the damsels game channel. Maybe our YouTubes. We haven't talked about that yet, if we're going to video this or not. I don't know. Maybe that was kind of the plan, but I don't know. So anyway, yes, so Lessa, it started out just Lessa and I, and then Myth and Saba joined then too later on. But they were kind of teaching me the ropes of Minecraft, as it were. So I kind of have the basics down, so I know enough to maybe hopefully help and kind of survive when we actually start our world for real. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Minecraft, it's interesting. I kind of felt at home with it just due to I played a lot of like survival games, especially like 7 Days to Die, since I play a lot of it. It's kind of the same basic principle, really, because you have to harvest resources and then you create your tools and everything, and then you get better resources, you can create better tools. So that kind of all made sense to me. There's just a few things that are like kind of just like above my head. I'm like, okay, I understand. And then like each thing has a recipe that is kind of weird, but I'm slowly getting the hang of that. So we'll see. Like I said, I know just the basics right now.
Right. You're not ready to go on a dragon hunt yet.
Probably not. No. I just had the Lessa 101 course of Minecraft, so that's where we're going with. So we'll see how our actual real shared world goes We're starting that actually tomorrow night. So we'll talk about that next week, how that went. And then I did play a couple tabletop games. Played Masters of the Night. Again, actually figured out the rules, so I'm playing it correctly now.
Ooh.
Enjoy that game a lot. It's a little different than I thought it was going to be, but it's, to sum it up, you start out as like a fledgling vampire, and then you're kind of take over your vampire clan, and then you go against other clans, and you're trying to take over the city. Is roughly what you do, but there's just different things that you do in the game. So yeah, like I said, I've only played like a half a round of it, but I'm enjoying it. So I will hopefully finish that game completely, and I'll talk about that more. Then I played last night on Earth again. Once I finally figured out the rules for that, I'm really, really enjoying that. I'm playing it totally solo, so I played it once with 3 people, and then 2 times now solo. I haven't actually won solo yet. That game is very, very hard. There's a lot of zombies, and you get overrun with zombies really quick, especially playing solo. So haven't successfully won yet, but it's really fun. I'm really enjoying that a lot. So that's the tabletop I've been playing. So how about you, Mr. Pineleaf? What you been up to?
And I'll begin with Dungeons and Dragons Online, where I've created 3 characters for the intention of playing soon. One of them I created for my upcoming YouTube series, which is going to be focused on the Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh. I got the character I'm using for that up to level 3, though I have not spent any points on my enhancements, well, except for the racial one, which I can't put into Universal, because I wanted to reserve points so I could put them into Horizon Walker.
Okay.
So I intend to get on and play that one and start a little YouTube series where I'll be going through the Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh. The second character I created is one I intend to play with you, and I've just gotten that one started. I've gone through one of the dungeons in the Borderlands, but I haven't gone very far yet on that one, but I'm hoping that over the weekend I'll be able to get on there and start putting points into Horizon Walker as I go along in this case, since
Mental note to self, get character to level 3 before Monday. Got it.
Monday, yeah. And so that's the second item in there. And then the third character I created is a character that I believe it was supposed to be one of my goals for this year, to create a character just for having fun with. It's this character that hasn't existed yet. So I created that character also as my third character. So that's an artificer, and I will see how that works through Saltmarsh also. So I can see Saltmarsh through a lens of a different character as a non-Horizon Walker. Then over in board games, I played a couple of rounds of Railroad Inc. Classic Edition, because the digital version, they've recently updated it so that you can switch either between the Railroad Inc. Challenge version or the Railroad Inc. Classic version, so you can play that a little bit more. And it's interesting how things built on that, because I think it's a lot easier to do a transition from classic to challenge than the other way around, because if you're used to railroading challenge and then suddenly you go into classic mode and you're saying, well, you have all these things that don't exist. You learn the rules in this particular way, and then there are several items in there that don't exist. You don't have goals existing in there, and you don't have the special buildings that you have in the challenge version of it. So it's very strange going challenge mode to the vanilla mode. Then I played a new game that I just got, and that is the Castles of Burgundy, the dice game, and essentially dice version of the Castles of Burgundy, and it's a much shorter game than the Castles of Burgundy is. That's for sure. We're talking about maybe about 20-minute game is about how long it takes me to play one round of this. It's a roll and write.
So what you're saying, the title is not a lie, the Castles of Burgundy, the dice game, it's a dice game of Castles of Burgundy. Got it.
Yeah. Well, some people are wondering concerning that the original Castles of Burgundy also features dice quite a bit. Also,
so why didn't they call it Castle of Burgundy, like Roll and Write, or Roll the Castles of Burgundy or something? Or, I mean, why?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a roll and write, why didn't they say roll and write? That's kind of weird, but okay.
Yeah, it is. Well, I think a lot of roll and writes are called themselves the dice game. I mean, like even Catan, the dice game, is a roll
Well,
and
that's
write.
true. Yeah, they do.
So it goes pretty far back in game design on their on just on the dice version being a roll and write. Then I played Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle and playing the solo version. I think I talked about this last week where I was playing Neville and trying out year 5. So I decided this time is I was going to play game 6, and I haven't been playing game 6. I've been staying at game 5 because I found game 6 to be a slog. And I found, at least with the playthrough I had here, it actually worked using the solo mode. So I wanted to test that out, see how well it worked. I think one of the reasons is that I'm now able to keep track of the proficiency, because when I'm playing with 2 characters, that proficiency that they add in game 6 is just one item too much to follow. But now with one character, I'm able to follow that along, and I'm able to actually use that to my advantage. And I happen to have flying lessons as my proficiency, which very easily works well with Harry's special abilities. So I was able to pretty much work on that fairly well. I'll probably have to try a couple more games of it to see whether that was just a one-off, well-run game, or if I could be able to work with game 6 from now on instead of just staying at game 5. Now, of course, there is this eventual thing where I'll have to try game 7 at some point, and game 7 is where they really add a couple of rules that really can lengthen the game. So that's one that I'm a little scared of when I get to, but I guess I'll try that when we get around to it. And finally, in Minecraft, now I wasn't with Drac when he had his Minecraft 101 lesson in there, but I was playing with the group that we have for the Lochos Players News team, where we were playing our war there, and I built a blaze spawner. To me, that's my big highlight of the week in there, because I've always seen a blaze spawner as this item that is having trouble with how in the world does someone manage to build one of these things? And I actually managed to finally build a blaze spawner this week. And in case you want to know, did they ever discuss with you the Nether?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
And I'm excited to go there, but I know I
You're
probably
excited to
shouldn't
go.
be, but I
Right.
am, because it sounds like a place I would love.
Yes. So one of the locations in the Nether is a place called a fortress.
Okay, I wasn't taught that yet, but it sounds
Yeah.
amazing. Keep talking.
Yes. So in there they have these special skeletons that are nastier than the ones you find than the regular skeletons, because the regular ones, they are all right. They can shoot you at range, so they do have that nasty thing. And these wither skeletons, all right, they don't have a ranged attack, but if they hit you, they give you a debuff called the wither, and it's sort of a draining attack. You could think of it as a D&D thing where you have this thing where you continually take damage. It's like poison but worse.
Okay, all right, makes sense.
So that's why. So you have that you encounter in there, and the other thing you can encounter there are blazes, which shoot fireballs at you. And one of the things they've got in those locations in fortresses are blaze spawners, which just spawn these blazes when you're close to them. I don't know if they talk to you about spawners or anything like that.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah. So these blaze. So I wanted to see if I could convert a blaze spawner into a blaze farm so that we could put the blazes where we want them and then be able to kill them very easily so that we could rack up experience and get some blaze rods from them so we could make potions. So that's what I spent my weekend doing, is making a blaze spawner. And it looks like it worked out pretty well, which is pretty interesting on there. And it helped that I was able to take advantage of a change that was made in 1.16, and that is that it's similar to how there are several monsters where you could try to push them into a certain area by using water. You could do the same thing with blazes by using lava, and that's an ability they added in 1.16. And I was taking advantage of that, so I got a really nice, efficient blaze spawner farm. And that concludes my weekend gaming. We currently have 16 supporters on Patreon. And if you'd like to help support DDO players, you can go to the nation's page. You can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. Your money would be used for podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for our live shows. We did not receive any emails this week, but if you like since when, you can send it to podcast@ddoplayers.com. You can also follow us on Twitter. The Players Alliance at Players Ally. DDO Players at DDO Players. Dracula at Dracula_72 and Pineleaf at Pineleaf. The Players Alliance has 2 shows on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have Loach Players News. You can join us for our shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And that's all for tonight. And this is Pineleaf reminding you to quest responsibly.